Hello everybody, it's Aaron from Gograva Adventure Corporation. I'm coming to you outside right now, and before we actually open our online store June 8th, I'm spending some time to talk about a different type of adventure. Not outdoor adventures, but like business adventures, because starting this business has been quite the adventure. And one of the things I was going to say is that, or talk about today, is how starting a business with more than one person and not doing it by yourself is really, for me, it's been about 10 times faster than going. I couldn't have done this without the other 3 partners I brought along. So as you're beginning a business journey, I'm going to share with you like what are some of the things that I look for in partners in this adventure that we're going on together, and how do you pick people. And having 3 additional people or having 4 people when you're starting a company, for us, at least for me, I swear to God, it's been 10 times quicker than doing it by myself. I don't know how I would have done this without help along the way. I couldn't have done it without my partners. And so what is my background to give anybody any advice? I say one of it's right here. I had 20 years in the Marine Corps. I have, I have about 30 years of leadership experience. So this is not just some guy off the cuff talking about leadership and partnerships that doesn't have any experience. I have tremendous lifetime of experience in managing people, mentoring people, leading people, helping people get the best out of themselves. So that's my experience, that's my knowledge base, where I'm coming from. And choosing partners, what I've seen online, people talking about choosing partners, I do read and see a lot of horror stories about people choosing partners, and I think the older you get, maybe it's a bit easier choosing partners because you have more life experiences than I would have had at 20 years old choosing a partner. I'm much better at understanding people, understanding what drives them, understanding what their goals are, what do they want out of life, what are their talents, and how to utilize those talents in a balanced way to the benefit of the company. So really, when you're choosing a business partner, I would say, there's probably like 5 things you got to think about, but most important thing here in the beginning as we go through this is you have to know the individual to a certain extent. You can't just, some stranger out there, decide you're going to partner with them. I mean, you got to know the people to a certain level of depth to make these sort of decisions if you're going to partner with somebody. Because there'll be plenty of people that may want to partner with you, and there may be a lot of people that don't want to partner with you. But the ones who do, how do you make that decision if you want to bring them on, give them a bit of equity in the company, compensation structure in place, and things like that. So the first critical area, if we're going to talk about 4 critical areas for them and 1 critical area for you, is that, are they excited about the idea? I mean, that is so key. You don't want to bring somebody on to your idea that's not excited about it. Or are they helping you firm up your idea? How committed are they to this idea? How much excitement do they have? Is it fake excitement? Is it real excitement? What is the driving motivator? Do they understand your ideas, your vision, and things like that? If they don't, or you question that, don't bring them along with you on a partnership. Number 2, the second thing, are they hardworking, competent people? Now, that may sound like 2 and 3, but I combine those things because you need to be hardworking, but I've seen a lot of hardworking, incompetent people in my life also. Meaning they're hardworking, but they're working on the wrong shit. The wrong things, and things they don't need to be focusing on. So can they work hard? Can they commit their time to the things that they need to get done and the things that they are competent in? You wouldn't want to put your person who's a hands-on person into the design experience. You got to have the right people in the right positions. And do those people understand how to move their hard work into the areas that are important in your company? Now, that's going to come to you with your leadership, which I'll talk about at the end, a little bit about the end, but hardworking, competent, you need that. How is their general attitude? Again, this is a very important thing. You don't want to be working with buttholes, angry people, people who break down quickly under pressure, or at least that can't be talked out of situations, gloom and doom situations. Because as you start a business, you're going to hit many challenges. I mean, there's many obstacles you have to overcome as a team, so you have to know, can they handle some of those challenges? How well can they handle them? Now, they don't have to be perfect under stress, but you got to know they're not going to freak out and start yelling at people or get angry or frustrated, and you got to know that they can listen to you. So how is their general attitude? How are you going to test that if you're trying to test them to see if they're going to be a partner? Everybody's different. I couldn't tell you how to test an individual or have a conversation with an individual to find that out, but it's important. And lastly, for them, do they want to make money? I swear to God, you talk to some people and it's like they don't want to make money. They have their job, they have their security, and that's enough for them. And that's fine. But when you start a business with people in a partnership, those people have to be motivated to make money. Because if you hit hard times and you have to pivot and switch to other things, it's about sales and it's about making money. So with all my partners, I had that. I got 3 people that are fantastic. Again, I couldn't have done it without them. But the last thing and the most important thing when you look at a partnership is you got to look at yourself. As the leader of this idea or co-leader of this idea, if more than one person came up with it, how are you going to lead everybody in the challenges the first year, first 2 years, first 3 years of your business? I mean, you are sort of like the captain of the ship. You chose your first mate, you chose your navigation officer, you chose all the people you needed to help you run your ship. But how are you going to lead those people day to day? You have to be clear in your tensions. You have to give your partners a voice. Also, very important that you listen, that you're listening to their ideas, listening to what they have to say. Now, in the end, as the leader in this partnership, you have to take in their input, but you, in the end, have to make the final decision off of their input. But your partners need to be heard. You have to provide guidance and leadership. You don't have to be a professional in every other area either. That's the other thing, is giving up control to certain areas. You have to give up control. I can tell you so many times it gets frustrating when you're giving a responsibility and you're told to do something, and then your boss is constantly changing it on you, constantly changing the decisions. It makes you feel like you're not competent in your job. It makes you feel like you're not trusted. So you got to give your partners and trust them enough to give them some room to run in their lanes where they are the professionals. You are, again, the captain of the ship. And if your ship runs into a storm, or you made a bad decision, you have to have the ability to lead your team through difficult times, because they're going to be looking at you in these difficult times saying, what do we do next? And sometimes that may be changing direction. Sometimes it may be you made a decision that was a bad decision, and you have to admit that. We went the wrong way. We got to pivot quickly. Help me pivot quickly. And your partners will respect you more for saying you were wrong in a decision and pivoting quickly. But in the end, you make the final decisions for your company with their input, because you are the one leveraged. Like, if you are the captain of the ship, it's your idea, you're taking on these partners. Well, guess who's taking on all the loan debt and all the risk? Now, they are taking on a lot of risk too, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of risk on their side because they're investing time to you and your idea. They are trusting you in your idea. They're trusting you to lead them to the promised land, to fortune, at least to a profitable, to a profitability level where they can get a salary and do what they love to do. But you are the one leveraged. My partners are not leveraged besides their time. They are leveraging their time and their commitment to me, but I am the one leveraged up in the debt. So if the ship is sinking, I will be giving my partners a life raft, but the captain goes down with the ship. And so I put myself in that position because I have no way out. This idea works, or I go down with the ship. And in that sort of environment, I think the people who work for you, when they know that, they will put in the extra effort to work with you because they know you are so committed to this. You have no way out. And they're just going to give that extra effort. So that's my thoughts on partnerships. I didn't want to be too long. I'm not scared of them, but only because I'm bringing 30 years of leadership experience to the table here. I'm not afraid of partnering with people. I'm not afraid of partnering with producers either, manufacturers and things like that. We have a corporation that has common stock, and we will have partnerships. And I'll talk about why we're choosing the Americas and what Grava is. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow's video will be about what is Grava about, what is my vision, and what are we trying to do that's different than what REI, Cabela's, or anybody else out there on the market's doing. Because we are doing something different. So thanks everybody. Enjoy your day. Get outside. Bye.